Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's card making video, I've got a really simple card to share with you, but I'm going to show how we can really step it up. I'm going to be using this Ring Daisies stencil from A Colourful Life Designs, which is new as part of the May release. And I'm going to be using some Gina K Designs inks with it. I've got these two inks that are the most recent colours from Gina K, Sunkissed Coral and Butterscotch, and they blend together beautifully. Now I'm going to be trying something a little bit different today, and I'm going to be ink blending on some coloured cardstock. It's something that I often forget that you can do, and so I really wanted to give it a go, and I think this card turned out really pretty. I'm going to use the smaller section of the stencil. Obviously the design is duplicated on the stencil, but one is a much larger proportion and the other one is smaller. I'm going to use my magnet to hold my stencil over my cardstock, and I'm going to be using these blender brushes from Waffle Flower. These are the 1+ double-ended blender brushes and they're absolutely brilliant. I've been using these for a few weeks now and I absolutely love them. I think they're really good value for money because you get 10 in the pack, but really you get 20 brushes. So first of all, I'm going to come in with Butterscotch, and this is a lovely creamy yellow colour. I'm going to add that all over my flowers to begin with. This is quite a detailed stencil, so having a smaller brush really helps you to get into all of the detail that is on the stencil. I am going to speed this up though, and you definitely could have used a bigger brush for this bit of the technique if you'd have preferred, but I'm absolutely fine using these smaller brushes, and it definitely allowed me to make sure that I got all the ink in all the detailed areas on the stencil. A great thing to bear in mind about the Gina K Designs inks is that they have a smoothing agent in them, so when the ink dries, it dries really smooth and it gives a really lovely finish. So I'm now coming in with the Sunkissed Coral, and I just want to add that to the centres of the flowers, and then I want to blend it out into the petals just ever so slightly. And so using a smaller brush like this is allowing me much greater control over where I spread the ink. I know that it's a little bit difficult to see with my hand being in the way, but hopefully you'll get the idea when I take the stencil off and you can see the end result. But I really think that these two colours worked really well together, and ink blending them over this pale pink cardstock really helped the colours to pop. So I'm just removing this stencil now and showing you the design, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, the ink blending has really smoothed out. It looks really good together. And then because we've just used some dye inks, I'm just going to spray some water on my stencil and wipe it clean using a microfiber cloth. So to really step up a simple card design like this, I think having a stitched or edged die that you can use really can help enhance the design. So I'm using these A2 Pearson dies from Waffle Flower. I absolutely love these. They give such a lovely detail to the edge of a card panel, and it really just kind of adds just something a little bit extra to the card. So I'm just going to use the second largest die, and I'm lining it up along the edge of my card. I want as much of that stencil design as possible, and you can see here as I remove the die from the cardstock, it's added that gorgeous piercing detail all the way around the edge. I think that just adds such a lovely touch to the card, and it really just adds an extra detail on what is already a very simple design. So I'm going to pop that up on a top folding A2 card blank, but I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of it, again just to give it a little bit of dimension. And it really is these small things in card making that can really make the difference between a pretty card and something that looks a little bit more special. So once I've removed the backing tape, I am going to add some liquid glue, again just so that I've got a little bit of time to move it around and make sure it's nice and straight on my card front. There's nothing more irritating to me than layers that are not evenly glued down, so it's really important to me that I get it nice and straight. I'm then going to add a sentiment. Now these are the sentiment strips from Concord and 9th. It's their new stamp set called So Many Sayings, and it has a coordinating die that cuts them all out for you. So I've been storing them in a little container. This one is white heat embossed on black card, and then I've also done some black stamping on white card, but I'm going to use this one today. There's a really nice selection of sentiments in the stamp set, so it's one that I'm going to be reaching for over and over again. I am just adding a few foam squares to the back of that, again just to pop it up, give it a little bit of dimension. And these foam squares are only 1/16 of an inch, so they're not too bulky on the card front, but they just pop it up and just allow it to stand out that little bit more than if I'd glued it flat. To finish off the card, I'm going to add some of this opaque iridescent red card bling from A Colourful Life Designs. They have an absolute abundance of different colours available in the shop, so definitely check it out. I'm sure you'll find a colour that's just perfect for any project that you're creating. And I love the fact that these are like flat back sequins but without the hole in the middle, and they're all different sizes in the packet as well, so you've got some small ones and some larger ones. So yeah, I'm just going to add those using my wax pencil and a little bit of liquid glue just to finish that off. And then that will be my finished card for today. So a nice and easy card, but I really think those few finishing touches just really stepped it up a little bit. As always, all the products that I've used will be linked in the description box below, and I'll leave you with a few close-up photos now as well. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this tutorial. It really helps me out, and leave me a comment as well. Let me know if you like this card and what finishing touches you like to add when you're creating. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I tend to release one video every week, so I'd love to have you back again, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.